because someday like you're not feeling well, or someday you're having a low day, stressful work. So when you're stressed out, you not tend to lose the fat, right? Or correct me wrong.
Wait, ask me again.
So if you're having a stressful day, that
Yeah.
day you not tend to lose lots of calories, or you're not going to burn calories or fat.
Right. Because
Yeah.
so we haven't even talked about hormones, but of course, insulin is a factor.
Yeah.
And so when your sugars are high, your insulin is high. So that's going to block your fat.
Yeah.
When your stress is high, your insulin is high. So even if you've cut your sugars, but your stress is sky high, you can block your body fat. Now, this can also happen just from exercise. So that's another thing that I don't get into with people at the beginning. It's a second tier, because if you're already high stress and then you want to add exercise on top of that, that's a negative stressor. Whereas if you're using exercise properly and your body's ready to exercise and you have extra energy, then that's a positive stressor. But if you're going to add exercise on top of already being stressed and you're forcing yourself to do it, it's not, you're just making things worse. So, and that's another thing. If you're not sleeping well, your stress is up. You're not going to be burning fat the way you should.
Yeah, and that is like when it comes to goal setting for your client when they come at the beginning, is there any ideal expectation you set them? Like is a goal-oriented approach or process-oriented approach? Like let's say someone wants to lose 20 pounds in next 90 days or something. Is there something you go for it, or like we need to focus on the process? Like how's your day-to-day look like?
Yeah, I am. If you're coming in and you want a quick fix, I'm not for you. In my 12-week program, everybody loses weight. I've not had the only people who haven't lost weight are people who came in and said, I don't want to lose any weight. Because I do get those people, like you said, people who just don't feel well, or their body, women in their mid 50s, often their body composition has shifted. So they weigh the same, but they look different. And so they're like, what's happening? So then we work on that. But everybody tends to lose weight, but it's, my process, the idea is by the end of 12 weeks, I want you to not need me. I want you to know exactly how your body's working, what you need to do to get what you want. So often people tend to often stay on after 12 weeks because they want to stay with the, coaching calls and whatever. So I definitely have clients who, were a year out, and they're, it's kind of funny because they thought maybe they needed to lose 20 pounds and that was kind of their goal, and that's great. But it's a year out, and this one particular person I'm thinking of, she's at 45 pounds, and she said, and then another woman who's like, I just didn't know that I didn't know I had weight to lose, but she's like, I'm at like my low before I had kids, and she's like, I didn't think I could ever get there again. But it wasn't like they were forcing it. It was just what naturally happened by staying the course and actually shifting their everyday habits. And it just, if once you shift, there's nothing that's going to stop your body from moving toward optimal. And so that's what happened with these women. It just sort of kept going. They thought they had a certain target, and their body was like, well, why? That's not optimal. Let's just keep going.
So we see like oftentimes like when the new year comes, beginning of January, everyone on New Year resolution, like I need to lose some, becoming healthy or going to the gym, things like that. But oftentimes, like after like a few weeks, and mid-February, we're not on track. Like we don't go to the gym anymore, we're not hitting healthy, or nothing goes our way. So in order to sticking to the process, what are your process like to make someone like stick to the plan?
Well, that's why, first of all, that's why I start at 12 weeks, because I want them to go like this. And when I do this, it's not a blood sugar roller coaster. This is just I'm super motivated. I'm really into it. And then they sort of fade, and everybody does that, right? We all do it. We're really excited. So one of the things it's so important for people to understand is motivation is awesome. If you have motivation, run with it, but it's very fleeting. So they have to understand that willpower, while also fleeting, is something that is kind of available even when motivation lags. So just because you don't want to do something doesn't mean you can't. Right. And so I try to make things as easy as possible so people don't have to use willpower to kind of gut through anything. There's no white knuckling it. So
Right.
that when they do have those moments where they do have to sort of go, all right, I'm going to need just a little bit of willpower to, do this thing, they have it. But the point is, I like people to kind of go through, I'm trying to think of what people in my program call it. They had, somebody had a phrase, it was perfect. But anyway, where they kind of fade and they're just like, I'm not feeling it. I'm kind of, and I'm like, that's good. We want to be there because I want you to see that you can still make progress and it doesn't matter. It passes. You
Yeah.
have to understand and ride the wave. So you have to know the low is going to come, but it's no big deal. It's fine. It's, maybe this is when you're going to have a dessert or a treat or something that you wouldn't normally have, but
Yeah.
it's going to be something that we've created so it doesn't spike your blood sugar. So you're going to have this lovely little emotional treat without messing up your progress and screwing up your metabolic hormones. So there's just little things that we add in there, but most importantly, it's just so people understand it's okay. You don't have to feel great every single day, and you shouldn't expect to, because that's not
Yeah.
normal. So, but when
Yeah.
I feel like if we stay with 12 weeks together, they're able to go through some of those lows and we talk through it and we talk about what are you thinking, what's going on. And so so we do a lot of, there's this whole module called Thinking on Purpose. So we do a lot about like being able to sit for 90 seconds with an emotion and think about what is it you're really feeling. It's only 90 seconds. Just sit there and just feel it. It's not going to hurt you, So we're very scared of not feeling. Well, we're all very afraid of feeling disappointed and ashamed and sad and lonely, but you just have to sit with it 90 seconds and it kind of waves past.
Yeah, that's great. So we have like oftentimes misconception, which is if we skip a meal, we're gonna lose some weight. So most of the time, I see on the woman especially does the like having like a one meal a day, or probably having a coffee in the morning, and they starve all day to lose the weight. So do you think like are they actually losing the weight or like storing more fat on it?